gracious. Think about those things. That's Paul's letter to the Philippians. So throughout human history, it's been a known fact that you become what you think about. And I need to cultivate things that are true, things that are good, things that are beautiful, so that I can become those things. And that's the value of a Catholic radio station for me. It's personal growth.
Redeemer Radio is your local Catholic radio station. We're excited to have a growing lineup of programs produced right here in our community, including Dr. Doctor, Truth and Charity with Bishop Rhodes, Church Life Today, The Sandwich Generation, and Building Through Him. These transforming programs are made possible by your support.
This is Mary Jo Parrish, host of the Building Through Him podcast and founder of Kingdom Builders. On Building Through Him, we hope to affirm every woman in their role as beloved daughters of the King, reminding them to recognize, love, and honor their unique beauty and design. Your support helps make that possible. Thank you for listening to and supporting Redeemer Radio.
Now all I have on in the radio in my car is Redeemer Radio. I don't listen to anything else. I listen to music from my phone or something, but if I'm listening to anything locally, if I want something spiritual during Lent, Advent, it's Redeemer Radio all the way.
Let the Holy Spirit work through your generosity. Give securely online by going to redeemerradio.com and click Give Now or call 260-436-9598.
It costs about $120 to provide Redeemer Radio listeners with 1 hour of Catholic programming. All donors who give this amount or more automatically qualify for a specially designed t-shirt. Call today and support Redeemer Radio's efforts to amplify the voice of the Creator with content that invites.
Did you know each hour of Sharathon is live on YouTube and Facebook? You can watch what's happening in real time and then share the hour with your friends or family when it's over. Just go to YouTube, search for Redeemer Radio, and hit subscribe, or like us on Facebook, or both. Your support of Redeemer Radio helps us find new ways to provide authentically Catholic content to those who are lost and searching. Call or text GIVE to the Holy Cross College text line at 260-436-9598 or donate online at redeemerradio.com. This is Redeemer Radio Sharathon. Thank you for listening to and supporting your local Catholic radio station.
Welcome back to Redeemer Radio Sharathon. I'm Pam Lapsley, your host for this hour. This is my first time doing it, and I'm here in the studio with some beautiful ladies from St. Anne Communities. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us. My name's Paige Gurney, and I'm the Residential Living Memory Care Coordinator at St. Anne's.
I'm Megan, and I'm the first floor social worker at St. Anne's.
My name is Haley Henline, and I'm the second floor memory care social worker.
All right, Paige, would you like to lead us in prayer?
I sure would. Lord Jesus Christ, by your death on the cross, you triumphed over sin and death. Raise our fallen world to the glory no human wisdom can expect. Please grant all who are listening trust in your salvation and zeal to share it with our brothers and sisters. We ask this in your holy name, who live and reign with the Father, in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. So our hour's goal for St. Anne Communities is $2,500. And I just found out we get a bonus $500 for the 15 pledges that we receive in this upcoming hour. And there's no dollar amount attached to that. It is 15 pledges, any amount.
So call or text GIVE at 260-436-9598, or you can give online at redeemerradio.com. So the overall goal for the Sharathon is $276,500, and we are counting on you listeners to go ahead and start lighting our phones up. Let's get those donations coming in. So I've got a couple questions for you ladies about St. Anne's. Collectively, how long have you guys been there?
I've been there since May, so not too long.
Okay.
I have been there for 8 years. I started in the kitchen in high school, and then I moved to activities in college, and then I just started the social worker position in May.
I've been there 5. I started as a CNA and a QMA in nursing, and then last January I started as the memory care coordinator.
Oh, wonderful. So we've got a lot of expertise going on in this room. Is that what you're trying to tell me? So what are some things you'd like people to know about St. Anne?
St. Anne Communities is an entire senior living community. We offer memory care, residential and assisted living, rehabilitation, as well as a nursing facility. What sets us apart from other facilities is that we are the only senior living community in Fort Wayne that offers daily mass and sacraments.
So what time is your daily mass at, and is that just for the residents that live there?
Right now, I believe it's just for the residents that live there. It used to be open to the public, but I think with COVID, we had to shut that off.
Oh, that gives me a high school memory. So St. Anne's had a 7:30 p.m. mass on Sundays, and that was always like the last-ditch effort to get to mass. So they're probably not doing that anymore, are they?
Daily mass is at 10:30 right now.
10:30. Okay. Is that well attended?
Yeah.
Is that like the event of the day?
Oh, yeah. A lot of my residents are always, is it time to
Is
go
it
down
time?
yet?
Yeah.
Is it time? Is it time?
Aw. So I hear you recently opened up a development department. Tell us about it.
Yes. So we opened up our development department a little over a year ago to help offset the costs of renovations and capital renovations needed for our facility. You know, we are an older facility, so we need a lot of updating. We are individual and corporate donations, grants through foundations, planned gifts, and memorial giving and various campaigns. We do have a lot of families that, once their family member maybe passes or something like that, they will donate money to St. Anne's. Like we just had a family donate quite a bit of money to renovate the first floor because their family member lived on the first floor. And so we're getting like all new carpet, they're painting, just freshening everything up. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That's nice. What projects are you working on right now?
The first big push of renovations is underway. We are replacing the flooring, paint, and art pieces throughout the first floor, kind of like Megan just said. If anyone has been into our facility recently, they know we are in need of a facelift in a big way, so it's really exciting. I think the residents really enjoy kind of seeing the changes too. Especially with visitation opening up for families, it's been fun for them to kind of see the big facelift and the big changes. So
our residents were really excited to pick out the paint colors.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask, how is renovations in a facility that size with everybody? How is that working out?
I'd say pretty well. I mean, like Paige said, the residents are very excited to see the changes and just, lightening it up a little bit.
It gives them something to gossip about.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, what are some of the
that.
color choices for the walls?
I think it's greens.
Green?
I think, yeah, is what they picked, like some brighter colors,
like springtime greens.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bright green. Okay, yeah. I can't wait to come check it out when it's all finished.
Yeah,
You'll definitely have to.
It'll be nice to, right now we can't necessarily have visitors off the street, but it'll be nice if that ever opens back up.
Yeah, that'll be really nice to look at when it's all finished. Do you know how old St. Anne's is?
We just had our 54th birthday, I believe.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So it's been a while. That's right across from St. Jude's, I believe, right? And really close to Parkview Hospital.
I think
right next door.
Something that I've always really thought was cool about St. Anne's is current residents now, their loved ones lived there at one point. I have one lady on my unit, she'll tell me how her mother used to be a resident there, and so she's been involved with St. Anne's for so long. And I just think that's such a cool thing about St. Anne's is it's a big part of the community.
I remember in 4th grade, I went to St. Jude. We went caroling at St. Anne's.
Yeah.
That's fun. My grandmother stayed there for a while, and something really cool that we were able to do at St. Anne's is it was too difficult to have her come and celebrate Easter with us. So they were able to like kind of corner off a little area in the cafeteria, and we were able to come in and have this like catered Easter celebration with her, and that was really, really special and something that I'll always remember and really appreciate at St. Anne's.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would say I live in Decatur, so I actually, I didn't know much about St. Anne's until I started working there. And I know that it's the place to be. You know, everybody wants to go to St. Anne's. That's what you hear about. And I can remember my grandpa had surgery and needed rehab. So he wanted to go to St. Anne's. And so he went to St. Anne's and had the best experience, I feel like anyone could.
When my husband's grandmother needed to stay in for a little while, my in-laws immediately were like, no, she has to go to St. Anne's, It's got such a great reputation, and I was there too, and they asked me, I said, absolutely, our staff will take such good care, and I was like, you won't have to worry about anything happening, and she was loved on. She unfortunately wasn't there for very long, but she had a great time when she was.
Hate to interrupt all the nice thoughts, but our first pledge just came in from Maria Nancaro. Thanks, Maria.
Thanks, Maria.
Just want to remind everybody, if you'd like to give a donation, call or text GIVE at 260-436-9598, or you can give online at redeemerradio.com. So if someone wanted to get any more information about St. Anne's, could they call, or does the website have a lot of information on it?
Yeah, you can visit our website at www.sacfw.org, or you can contact Maria Tittman Nancaro at 260-602-4822.
Thanks for that information. So take me through a typical day in your work day at St. Anne's. Let's hear from Paige first.
Well, usually I start my day. I work in a memory care unit in the assisted living. So I walk in, and usually everyone's having breakfast, and I have a whiteboard with our today's date, our weather, who our staff is, what activities we're going to be doing today. So I go in, update that, and say good morning to everyone. And we have our music playing in there. Sometimes I'll get a couple people dancing with me for a little bit. And we start off, we'll have a staff meeting, and then I try to make sure the residents start off their day with some light chair exercises, and then we get to go down to our 10:30 mass, and we have lunch, and then we spend the rest of the afternoon just doing some activities. I try to keep things light and lively right now, especially coming out of such a hardcore lockdown with COVID. So we've been going on some outings. We have some bus trips this next week. So that's kind of what my day is.
So you talked about how eager the residents are to attend their 10:30 daily mass. How does that impact your personal faith life, seeing them so dedicated to wanting to go to mass every day?
It's definitely been inspiring for me. It's a huge priority of their day, on top of seeing them, with their rosary. I've learned so much about the Catholic faith through them. It's really inspired me. It's definitely challenged me to make time throughout my day to spend time, whether it's in a devotional or just reading, and it's something that I can do with them while I'm at work, which is a really great thing. I feel like I haven't always had that opportunity throughout my life, so being able to share my faith while at work, and it's something that is shared all together. It's fun to be able to say, I'm praying for you, and I love when they go to mass or into mass, and they'll be like, I'm going to say a prayer for you, and we're always like, oh, thank you, I definitely need it today.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Megan?
Yes. So I am the first floor social worker. It's kind of hard. Every day's different for us. I think Haley can attest to that as well. Yes. We keep very busy. We do a lot of things. Really anything that's non-medical, we're monitoring any mental health stuff, struggles that they may have going on. If they need anything, we're in contact with their family all the time. Just making sure they're taken care of in every aspect of their care. And we're definitely their go-to person if they need anything, if they're having any problems. Heaven forbid they're having issues with another resident, things like that. It's their home, so we try to do our best and make sure they feel at home and, help them to fit in as best as they can, especially when they're new and they come to us from rehab or, come to us from home and they had no intention of coming, but that's what their family, needed because they couldn't take care of them anymore. It just, I would say it's a very humbling job. You get to be a part of their life. It's like having a million grandmas and grandpas, so it's great. I love it.
It's such a good feeling.
So, I can't really give you a day today because it's different every day, which is kind of nice in the same token.
I bet. That actually sounds like a really rewarding job.
It is, very.
And fun sometimes.
Oh,
yes.
All the time. The residents are a hoot.
Speaking of the residents, I'm going to kind of call out people that have family members that are over at St. Anne's right now as we speak to start calling in their pledges, calling in their donations. This is a listener-supported radio station, so we rely on you to support us here at RedeemerRadio.com. You can call or text GIVE at 260-436-9598, or you can donate online at RedeemerRadio.com. Haley, what's your day like at St. Anne's?
Kind of like Megan said, it's day to day. Mine is a little bit different from Megan since I do work on the memory care unit. It's a little bit more of being an advocate for the residents. I mean, we all serve as an advocate for the residents, but my residents can't tell you as much as what they need. So it's really being in contact with their families, finding out from their families what their past life was like since they can't really express that anymore.
So we are still waiting on donations for St. Anne's Communities Hour. There's another way you can give. You can pledge to give monthly. So if you can't give one big lump sum, you can make us a part of your monthly budget. You can pledge like $120 total, and you can spread it out over the entire year. So it ends up only being $10 a month. And just a reminder, that's the same as a Netflix or an Amazon subscription. Everybody's in here giggling about that. We take stock donations too. So if you call, again, our number is 260-436-9598. And there will be some nice people that are answering on the other end, and they can instruct you how to set up a stock donation or even an IRA minimum distribution. Again, our phone number is 260-436-9598. So is there anything else that you want to talk to us about St. Anne's?
Well, I think something that I really enjoy about working in memory care is kind of like how Haley said, we get to know who they used to be. A lot of times with dementia and Alzheimer's, those people change as the disease takes over, and you really have to help support the family in understanding that they don't always understand what they're going through or how they're reacting or behaving, and that if they knew, I'm sure that they would not be doing that. But I love hearing the stories of who they were like when they were my age, 70 years ago or what have you. And I had one lady, she almost qualified to be on the Olympic swim team way back when. She was like the backup runner-up. And I just thought that was so amazing. It's like I look at her and she's, sitting in her chair, kind of just smiling away. And just to imagine who she was way back then. I mean, that takes so much hard work and dedication. And it's just neat to then see her with a seasoned full life there before you. I don't know. It's a very humbling thing, as Megan said. And that's always something that's very special to me.
It really sounds like when you're called to work a job like that, it's also a ministry. Would you agree that there's a lot of ministry going on, and you can base a lot of that giving through your faith life and through your own faith journey, and then listening to their faith journeys too, I bet are pretty impactful. Do they like to give you some advice?
Oh, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I got all of the advice. It was always super fun.
A book of advice when I was pregnant. They wrote me a book of all the things.
Oh, that's so sweet.
They did that for when I got
ever.
married
I still
too.
enjoy going back and reading it.
Yeah. I had one lady, my daughter's name is Juno, and so she looked up the definition in the dictionary, and she took the time to write it out on this little piece of scrap paper and like gave it to me, and I put it in my daughter's baby book because it's just they know her. They haven't really had a chance to meet her a whole lot, but she kind of, like we said, you have a bunch of extra grandma and grandpas, and so does my daughter.
Oh, and that's going to be a fun story to share with her when
yes.
she gets older.
Yes.
And you're showing her those things, and you can tell her about those people
Yes.
that cared about her. Wow, at such a young age.
Yeah.
That's really nice. So we are still waiting for some donations to come in. Again, I'm calling on maybe the family members of the wonderful ladies that I have here today. Again, we are listener supported. We operate with the permission of the bishop, but we are not funded by the diocese. So we are here because of our listeners. And we only have 2 of these main fundraisers to cover our operating costs. And that includes the cost and maintenance of the radio tower, the electricity, programming, internet, the rent, all the equipment we have here. This is my first time visiting, and I am just blown away that listeners can provide such a wonderful studio. This is just a really, really cool experience. So again, call or text GIVE at 260-436-9598, and you can give. RedeemerRadio.com, click on the Give Now button, or you can text the word GIVE to our Holy Cross College text line. And again, that number is 260-436-9598. So when you come into work and some of your residents are feeling a little bit down, so I heard one of your jobs is to do some kind of like activity coordinating. Like what's that involve? What does that look like?
If I have one lady, she's very hard on herself, but I tell everyone, if you're having a bad day, to come find her, because she's hard on herself, but she'll build you up. And so it's kind of a fun game to just dish it back with her and say exactly what she said to you, but about her. And one day I was trying to get her to like repeat after me, like words of affirmations, like you are loved, you are smart, you are kind, you are beautiful. And she'd be like, but you are. But which I love about her. She wants so much to build people up. But I mean, it can be hard at the same time. I want her to see what a beautiful person she is, and it's so difficult for her to see that. But you have to have a lot of love, I think, to work in our field too. I feel like I'm just pouring out love to them, which I love. You get to sit down and sit on the couch with them and cuddle up with them when they're feeling blue, and just find something silly to talk about, and they just go with it. It's a lot of impromptu kind of making stuff up as you go. I think in memory care, I've come up with some crazy excuses as to why we're not doing something that they want to.
Can you give us an example?
Oh gosh, what's something you've done, Haley? I gotta think. I'll have a guy a lot of mornings. He thinks that he's going golfing, and I have to come up with some cockamamie reason why we're not going golfing that day. I'll be like, oh, I think I might be calling for snow here soon. Like, this is not a good day to go golfing today, but
Lakeside's underwater. Usually worked at our house,
right?
A lot of my people are always waiting on the bus stop.
Oh,
I have
yes.
to tell them the bus is not running today, or come up with something why we're not getting on the bus today.
Yeah. I had a lady every Tuesday at 11. She thought she had a dentist appointment. So I would sit and wait with her for a little while, and then I'd go call the phone or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, you know what? They canceled today, but we'll reschedule.
So we're still waiting on donations. Call or text GIVE 260-436-9598. Or you can give online at redeemerradio.com. Go ahead and click on Give Now. Or you can text the word GIVE to our Holy Cross College text line. And the number is 260-436-9598. And I think we are going to break now.
Because of listener support through the years, we have evangelized through our radio towers, and God has called us to more through the creation of Spoke Street Media, an authentically Catholic podcast network. We're continuing to create programs locally, and we're also establishing partnerships with other content creators. All of these podcasts are brought together and shared through the Spoke Street Media Network. Our goal is to reach those who are searching or feeling lost, not just because we have goodness to give them, but because without the unique good they bring us, our church is not complete. The popularity of podcasts and audio on demand is undeniable. There's also no denying that Spoke Street Media started right here with Redeemer Radio. Thank you for your continued support of our expanding mission.
I think that by supporting Redeemer Radio, what you can do, not everybody can go out and evangelize. Not everybody's called to it. Not everybody's good at it. Not everybody can go out and spread the faith in an explicit way. But if you support Redeemer Radio can do it for you. And so even when you're asleep or at work or not paying attention, Redeemer Radio is there inviting people to the faith and inviting them to a better life in Christ.
We need your support to continue sharing the good news. Give securely online by going to redeemerradio.com and click Give Now, or call 260-436-9598.
This is Dr. David Anders, host of Called to Communion, heard here on Redeemer Radio weekdays from 2 to 3 p.m. On Called to Communion, we take calls from non-Catholics and answer questions about what's keeping them from becoming Catholic. Thank you for listening to and supporting Catholic programming like Called to Communion, heard right here on Redeemer Radio.
Giving during Sharathon doesn't have to come straight out of your checkbook. Our business office can help you initiate a stock transfer, a required minimum distribution from your IRA, and more. Everyone's circumstances are different, but don't let that stop you from joining our mission. Call now and we can help figure out the best way for you to be a part of sharing the truth and love of Jesus Christ through Redeemer Radio. Imagine the impact your donation can make in this community. Call 260-436-9598.
Joining our mission is even easier with our mobile app. Download Redeemer Radio's app to your Apple or Android device and click Give Now.
Help us continue encouraging others like you to live a vibrant life of faith. Call or text GIVE to the Holy Cross College text line at 260-436-9598 or donate online at redeemerradio.com. This is Redeemer Radio Sharathon. Thank you for listening to and supporting your local Catholic radio station.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Pam Lapsley, and I am the host for St. Anne Communities Hour. I am here with
Paige Gurney,
Megan Garwood,
Kaylee Henline,
and we're here trying to raise pledges for St. Anne Communities Hour. We're looking to raise $2,500, and so far we have one pledge from Maria Nancaro. So I am still looking at those families that have a loved family member over there at St. Anne's. And the way that you can donate or give is call 260-436-9598, or you can go online at redeemerradio.com. Or you can text GIVE, same number, 436-9598. So I want to hear about what makes St. Anne so special.
Yes, I would say, we're a family, is how I would explain it. We all have to work together. We're all there for one purpose, to take care of our residents. So it doesn't matter who you are, kitchen, housekeeping, nursing, social work. We're all working as a team. We're all communicating every day. We're all, there for the same purpose. So it's just really neat. I've never really worked at a place before where you've really been that close of a team and you've worked that close together. I mean, we have like 300 staff members. So it's just, you almost know everyone, really, which is very cool, I think. And with it being a Catholic facility, it makes sense for it to be that way. So I think it's just really cool, being able to be that close and work together for a purpose, and that's to take care of our residents.
I think over the last year or two, with COVID and families not being able to come into the building, we really had to step up and be creative on how to make the residents feel a part of another family. They still have their family, but they aren't able to come in and see them. So we have to give them a little extra love each day. And for me, I think that the residents and I have become closer because of COVID.
I was just going to say that too. Meet like the families and the residents I've become so much closer with. We definitely had to get pretty creative on how to communicate and how to still help them see each other during such a hard time.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what were some newer things that you had to do to help them still feel connected to their families that you didn't do before?
I do a lot of FaceTimes and Zooms now, which is crazy that we didn't do them before, because it's a great way for the residents to stay connected with their families, especially the families that don't live in town anyway, who weren't seeing them before. But it really started that up, FaceTimes and Zooms, and I'm still doing them, even though families are allowed to come in again somewhat. But
I would say, that would make it easier for the families that don't live as close, or maybe have like a whole bunch of littles that they're not sure about bringing a whole bunch of littles in and stuff like that. I sometimes say that, the situation that we're in, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, because you would have never thought to use the Zooms like you are now for them to be even more connected than they would have been, say, 5 years ago. So I think that's a really great thing.
Absolutely. I've definitely noticed an uprise, and I mean, a lot of our residents, I feel like their generation, they had a lot of kids, and so a lot of them have moved throughout the country, and so kids that have lived far away, they're like, oh, I didn't even think about I could FaceTime. And it's like, oh, well, could I start FaceTiming on this day at this time every week? And I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. So that's
awesome.
Yeah, I do a Zoom call every Tuesday with the family, and the kids live all over the country, but and they would call before, but it's, especially for somebody with dementia, talking over the phone is not the same as
that
seeing the face.
face-to-face is so helpful for them.
And I didn't even think about it, but when you Zoom, if they've got, people that live all over, they can all get on all at once, and they can all kind of be together, but in a way that maybe they never thought to do before.
I did a surprise birthday party for a resident last October over Zoom, and it was so fun. They all were on, and I mean, it was probably over 20 people on there.
Wow.
I've never been on a Zoom call that big. It was kind of crazy, but it was so neat. So then I had everyone ready, and I had it in my office, and so I brought her in, and they just yell, surprise, and she couldn't believe it. She was laughing so hard she was crying. She just and she's naming off everybody, knowing who they were. It was a neat way.
Do you guys think you have any residents that are listening right now to Redeemer Radio?
Maybe some of our apartment residents. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I bet a couple of our apartments, which our first shift nurse, Angie, wanted me to give a shout out to our staff in the apartment. So you all do an amazing job. I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are rock stars.
So residents, if you're listening now, you can call or text GIVE to 260-436-9598. Or if you're tech savvy enough, and it kind of sounds like with the Zoom calls and the FaceTime, you're getting there, you can get online and go to redeemerradio.com and give online. Keep going. Yes. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
We're getting interrupted. Anyways, so is there anything else about St. Anne's you wanted to touch on?
Yes. So we do have our St. Anne Victory Knoll location in Huntington. I actually worked there before I came over here to Randalia. It was a very neat experience. It's very different from Randalia because everyone in the facility were nuns. So it was very interesting to me because I had never really been around them before. And so, I got to, I can't think of what it's called. Is it convent? Their convent?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Their convent is right next door, so it's right across from the nursing home. Well, I guess it's assisted living. It was only assisted living over there. So once they were, getting to a point where they needed more care, they would move over to St. Anne's Victory Knoll. And it was really neat because they're connected underground through a tunnel. So the sisters that were still mobile and able to take care of themselves would still come over underneath the ground in the tunnel to Victory Knoll and eat with their sisters. So it was very cool. We got to get to know all of them, which was really neat. And they would talk about their missions that they went on, and different experiences they had, what kind of education they got. And, we would maybe say the rosary or things like that. It was even more spiritual, I feel like, than St. Anne's Randalia is, just because they are all sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They've been together their whole life. It's like a little pact. It was a really neat experience. I got to tour the convent and learn so much about the Catholic faith and how you become a nun, what it entails, kind of how it's changed over the years and things like that. So that facility is a very cool facility as well. It's smaller than St. Anne Randalia, but some of as the nuns are dying off, it's a part of life. More like the community is learning more about it and also living there as well. So it's really cool.
Oh, that sounds like a really neat place to work at.
Mm-hmm. Very rewarding place.
How long
as
were you
well.
there?
About a year.
About a year.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so if you are still listening, Redeemer Radio is our local Catholic radio station. And as she was talking about earlier, she was kind of learning to grow in her faith by working with the nuns over in the convent. I've actually learned a lot by listening to Redeemer Radio. I love Catholic Answers. I usually tune in about that time because that's when I'm in the car driving around, picking the kids up after school and stuff like that. And I love listening to all of these questions that get answered because 9 times out of 10, when somebody calls in, I'm always like, yeah, I wanted to know that too. Or, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I always wanted to learn about that. So I'm always tuning in to 106.3 here in Northeast Indiana, and then the Michiana address is 95.7. And I'm so thankful for having Redeemer Radio, and here it is our local Catholic radio station. And again, we are only listener supported. We operate with the permission of the bishop, but we are not funded by the diocese. We are funded by you, the listeners. And this, again, is one of our fundraisers. We're looking to raise $2,500 this hour. This is St. Anne Community's Hour. And again, we will get $500 if we get 15 pledges, and we've got a couple more to go. So we are still looking for more of those, and you could call or text GIVE to 260-436-9598. Or you can get online at redeemerradio.com and click give. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're getting ready to wrap it up here. And again, my name is Pam Lapsley, and I am hosting the St. Anne Community Hour, and I've spent the last 45 minutes or so getting to know some of the wonderful workers that are there. It's so nice to have you guys today. So, any last thoughts?
Well, just thanks for having us. This was a neat experience, kind of. You're saying I've never been in a studio like this. This was a really neat experience.
I know. I feel a little like the deer in the headlights,
Yeah.
even though nobody's watching me. Definitely is. I've enjoyed myself, too. Anything else, ladies?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, you can call or text GIVE 260-436-9598, or you can give online at redeemerradio.com.
Live in studio in South Bend at our studio at Little Flower. And Anja's here with me. We're going to give you a little overall update of the station, how things are going. We have listeners throughout our listening area in 106.3 and 95.7. It is the first day